Folks, we're going to walk right over here, just down the road a bit, and visit somebody. That's probably part of the old town over there. I just want to show you here, after the 30th, you will have to pay to get in. So, welcome to Colonial Pemaquid State Historic Site. Main residents 12 to 64, $2. Non-residents 12 to 64, $4. Non-residents 65 and over, $1. Main residents 65 and over, free. Children under 12, free. Main state park pass holders are exempt from these entrance fees. So, just so you'll know, we're going to walk over here and check this guy out. Actually, somebody dressed up in period, so I'm guessing he's part of the old colonial town. You see right here. And I forgot my stamp. Not sure what's going on. Hello. Oh, so this is a fisherman's cottage. Tools, garden over there. Is it okay to go in?
Sure.
This is the fisherman's cottage, folks. You got a loft up there. You got a fire going right there. That's, I guess, right now more or less just to cook on and keep the humidity out. Flint lock up there, that's nice. Bed. Yeah. So this is what that other sign was talking about. They build them like this here, and then they fill it with mud and stuff, like this stuff here. So checkers using rocks. How about that? Kegs up there. It's got a thatch roof on it. Ooh.
If you have any questions, just feel free to ask.
Okay. Yeah, I lived in Pemaquid as a kid with my aunt.
Is that right?
Sometimes, and though we come over to the fort, I never knew this really existed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was a whole village down in here.
Mm-hmm.
And this little house here that we've been building is actually a copy of one of the foundations right down below, right next to the river's edge.
Okay, that small
It was a
one down there, yeah.
Fisherman's home. You know, actually the family would be anywhere from 5 to 7 that would live in that, and mom and dad and all the kids, and so we've been working on it for a number of years, doing it all by hand with the traditional tools. So it's what we call a wattle and daub house.
Mm-hmm.
We have the wattle, which is a woven wooden framework that goes in between the studs,
Mm-hmm.
and then the daub is the clay mixture that packs in there, making a wall 6 inches thick. So it's a form of insulation. And then you clapboard.
It's sort of like the adobe we use down in Texas and New Mexico.
That's right.
The straw and the mud or the clay.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I saw they mentioned it over there, and I saw it inside there. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Almost done. We're getting close to finishing.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do they get all the straw at?
Well, it's actually a salt marsh reed.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah. So we get it from the salt marshes here. They're about 6 or 8 feet in length.
Yeah.
And have kind of feathery tops to them. And they'll
That's
follow.
Yeah, that's probably all that stuff I see coming down Route 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming across
It's
Wiscasset and stuff, yeah.
That particular species is an invasive one, nowadays, but there is one of those reeds on that family, I guess you might say, that was native, here. And so, it's unfortunate it's starting to get pushed out because it's a little smaller.
Right,
in
yeah.
size,
It's like our chestnuts.
yeah, exactly. So
I miss
we
the chestnuts.
Interpret this, basically as a fisherman's, settlement, here.
Yeah.
And the table right behind you is for splitting the fish to prepare them to be salted and then dried on the flakes right here.
Oh, so that's what that is, fish drying.
Yep, fish drying.
Okay.
And you had good weather. Now today isn't a good day, but if you had a good sunny day with some wind, you had 9 days in succession of that. It would actually, the fish would dry to as hard as the tabletop, just a board, and with that it would last for about 2 years without any further preservation. And then simply, once it was purchased, you would soak it, in water, changing the water, over the course of the day, and bring it right back, to almost fresh fish, again. So it was a very, very important food item, worldwide back in the 17th century. That's what this time frame is here. From this little settlement began roughly about 1627, 1629, and then flourished from there. But unfortunately, this was the end of New England. This is the last settlement, and there were.
And actually, it was considered Massachusetts.
That's part of Massachusetts, right? Initially it wasn't. It was an independent colony, but Massachusetts took it over.
Yeah.
And but there were 5 wars that took place here, in New England, basically right here on the coast of Maine, and the little community here was actually destroyed twice, by Native Americans. But they came back and rebuilt once again. So this house here, which actually probably was built in the 1630s, was destroyed in 1676 and not rebuilt. So it was a good time capsule, in that sense, for finding the artifacts and what have you. Other, structures were built, one side or the other.